Hello, it's JayPeeAy here. I'm going to do a special video for Football Shedz. Jimbo's very kindly asked me to do a first 11 for Rangers, so this is the team I would pick and the formation I would pick. So as for the formation, I would go for a 4-2-3-1. Originally I was going to go for a different formation, which meant two people up front, but I kind of changed that considering it would have left someone out in midfield, and I think we need at least two midfielders in there. Because I think that was a problem that Michael Beale had. We were just getting completely bombarded in that area and completely overrun, so I went for two midfielders in there. I'll start with goalkeeper. Obviously I think it's fairly obvious who I'm going to go for. Jack Butland, I think, has been absolutely outstanding this season since we signed him. Great piece of business. So yeah, I'll put Jack Butland in goal. Back four for me, I'm going to start at left back, though this might be controversial considering a lot of people seem to dislike this guy. I'm going to go Barisic. I know Yilmaz is in there, and Yilmaz is probably the better defender, but I think Barisic gives us something going forward that Yilmaz doesn't, and Barisic's delivery into the box is absolutely superb, so I'm going to go Barisic at left back. Left centre back for me, I'm going to go Davies. Ben Davies. I could have went for Suter in there, could have went for Balogun, could have had a number of players in there if I'm honest, but I'm going to go for Ben Davies. I think he's got a little bit more experience, particularly in the European games. Right centre back, I think this is fairly obvious as well. I'm going for Connor Goldson. I think Connor Goldson on his day is probably our best defender. Right side, I'm going to go for Tavernier. Again, I could have maybe went for Sterling. A lot of people slate Tavernier, but what he gives us going forward completely, for me, outweighs what he lacks defensively. And I do think Tavernier is good defensively. He just kind of gets caught up the park a little bit, and he needs that little bit of help from one of the midfielders, and that's in particular why I've picked a midfielder who I'm going to tell you in a minute. But yeah, I'm going to go for Tav at right back. So the two in midfield I've went for is Nico Raskin. I think he's been fantastic this season before his injury, and obviously I'm going with a team that if I've got full availability, I'm not looking at, oh, this guy's injured, so I'm not going to pick him. I'm picking him because he's a squad player and he's in the squad, and I'm going to pick him. The other one's Ryan Jack, and as I said, he's one of the ones that can really help out in that right back area. He started his career as a right back at Aberdeen, and I think he's a fantastic player. So the three just behind the attacker, I'm going to go for, on the left, Abdallah Sima. I think he's been absolutely superb this season. I really hope we can tie him down on a long-term deal. That obviously remains to be seen. And in the middle, I'll go for Cantwell. I think he's fantastic. He really drives forward. He's superb skill. Yeah, Cantwell's an easy decision for me. On the right hand side, this is probably the most difficult one to decide because we've got so many options there. Obviously, if I'm looking at a clean slate, everybody's available. Matondo's one that could go in there. Lammers is one that could go in there. I don't really rate Lammers high enough to get into this team. McCausland is probably my pick, only because he gets ahead of Hadji. Hadji is obviously on loan, so I'm not counting him. So yeah, McCausland's had a fantastic impact since he came in, so I'd go for him on the right hand side of that three. Up front, obviously the lone striker who would get support from the likes of Cantwell and Sima, and obviously McCausland as well. I'm going to go Danilo. I think it's an easy pick. Could have went Dessers. Dessers for me is a different type of player. I do like Dessers, and I think there is something there, but for me, you've got to go with Danilo. He's the best striker in the league in my opinion. So yeah, that's my starting 11 if I was Rangers manager. Obviously there's a lot of people that have been omitted from the team. People like Dowell, Dessers, Lammers, Matondo. These players are good, and I think the likes of Matondo and Dessers would be good, impactful players off the bench, but my starting 11 is what I've said, and hopefully you guys agree with me.
This video is sponsored by the Shirt Guy UK.